Today, I would like to show you how to teach the value of coins to students. The materials that you will need are actual coins, some pages that have images of coins on them, and some kind of marking material, either a marker or a crayon. This is a great strategy because it's fun and it capitalizes on their ability to count by fives.
It's only like 3 minutes long.
The first step in this process is to teach the names of coins. I like to give the students the real coins, actual coins, so that they have an opportunity to see them, to touch them, to move them around and sort them. Teach the names of each first. Step 2 is to teach the values of each coin. For this, I would suggest using a strategy where you call what we're drawing either hairs or antennas on these coins. We say that each hair counts for 5. A nickel has 1 hair. A dime, 2. The quarter has 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Then we tell our students that the penny is a baldy. He has no hairs on him. Remember, it's a good idea to keep practicing this each day. Each hair counts as 5. In this method, you don't need to sort or rearrange. After you've practiced this and the students understand the value of each coin, give them a page of their own where they have the opportunity to go through and mark the number of hairs on each coin. Leave this up on the board or in a place where they'll be able to check and see their responses match. Have them go through and mark each coin. It becomes very natural and easy after days of practice. Remember to remind them the pennies are baldies and have none. Now it's time to start counting, and this doesn't need any rearranging or sorting. You can start anywhere. Just count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, and then count each penny as 1, 66, 67, 68. Step 4 is to actually give the real coins. The students will outgrow the need to draw hairs on every coin, and it will become an easy and fun process for them to count coins.
All right. So, I kind of have a chart because whether you are putting your hairs on a coin, whether you put hairs on the coins or whether you're using your dots, they're basically counted by 5. So I was at a training this summer and they showed me that you can have a chart like this. Now, most of theirs were laminated or put on cardstock, but this chart is by 5s because when you count by the hairs or when you count by the dimes, it's 5. This is part of scaffolding because we're going to eventually move to the 5 chart, and then I'm going to show you how you can do it on a regular hundreds chart. But to start them off and make that connection, this is by 5s, the hairs by 5s. They have these little pieces, and you can put how many ever you want in a bag, or you can have different bags with different numbers in it. So if you give your kids 2 quarters, a dime, 2 nickels, and 2 pennies, like she stated on the video, first thing you need to have them do is to be able to sort it. So they need to put their quarters together, they need to put their nickels together, their dimes, and their pennies. They have to be able to sort their coins together. And they have to know you start off with the coin with the greatest value, because that's what you want them to do. Because if they're doing this and they start counting off with pennies first, and they say they have 3 pennies, now they have to add the 5s, they can't do that. So they have to understand the process of starting with a bigger coin. This helps them see how much a quarter really is. The front of the quarter, back of the quarter. If I put the quarter down, that quarter takes up right that much space. How much is a quarter worth? Move your thing and see that you go with the number you stop on. Just okay. How much is 2 quarters worth? If we had 2 quarters in our bag, all they have to do is place it down, move your card and see what number you stopped on, 50. So 2 quarters is worth 50 cents. We also had a dime. That's our next bit. What is 2 quarters and a dime? Move your card, see what number you stopped on. 60. We also had 2 nickels. What if I add 1 nickel? What number do I get? 65. What if I add another nickel? What number do I get? 70. And I had 2 pennies. And they just place it on there, my fingernails and stuff like that. Okay, 71, 72. How much money did you have in your bag? 72 cents. And that goes along with count 5. I will leave this in your mailbox also. Now that's part of the scaffolding. Now eventually we want to get them to a point where they won't have to use these because they have placed them down so many times that they can automatically say a dime, 10, you know. But they're going to need a lot of practice with placing their strips down on their chart to be able to determine the value and be able to count coins. So once they have mastered that, then you move them on up to their regular chart they see all the time in your class. And then you take away the cards and you give them actual coins. So by this time, they have looked at a quarter enough on this frame to know that it's 25. And it's counting money on it. So a quarter, 25. I put it there. A dime. Some will have enough numbers since they know that 10 more on the chart you just jot down. But some, like I said, a dime is worth 10, and they won't know. They will actually have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's fine. And then their pennies, they can actually just place on there. I have 3. I have a quarter, a dime, and 3 pennies. 1 penny, 2 penny, 3 pennies. I have to find some smaller pennies. I got these from the new chart. But you see the number they stop on will be 28. How to use your regular 100 chart and allow them to place the coins on there and just count on them and place them. Any questions so far? Okay. Alright, our next one. Part of their standard said that the kids will have to know how many pennies make up a quarter, how many pennies make up a dime, how many pennies make up a nickel. So you use your tempering to teach that part. I like this map because it has it laid out for you. So if I'm just counting regular pennies, you count your pennies by using your tempering, just normal. But say I want to know how many pennies are in a nickel. So you use your tempering. And they have to say it's worth 5 cents. First they have to know the value of a nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they'll learn that 5 pennies, because they're going to know their chip stands for pennies, make up, well, you could probably use actual pennies on a tempering. That might work even better. And then a dime. It'll be your tempering completely covered. And then when you go to a quarter, they have to know that a quarter you actually need 3 of them. You go 10, 20, 30. And you fill it in just like the demonstration models like that. But I put all 3 on one sheet so they'll be able to do a quarter. And they say, research say, the best way to have the kids determine how many pennies are in a nickel, dime, or quarter is by teaching it with the 10 frame.
What would they put in here? Anything?
Well, when I downloaded this, it had like kids had drew their own 10 frame.
Oh, okay.
and we're putting their little circles in there, but I just thought in first grade that might be too much, so I white out that part just so I can have a blank sheet, and I prefer to put the 10 frames on
That's
it.
a good idea.
Maybe the teacher
Should draw circles to represent and put a P on it or
They
something.
could, they could.
Because when our assessment, they're gonna have to look at a collection of pennies and match
Coin
the
it goes with.
coin, yes.
So
So
they
then
can
they will
draw
see
it.
that representation.
Or color it brown.
Yeah.
and y'all would know your framework better than I would, because you have worked with it for years, so you can just, take the resources and do what you need to
I
do
like
with it.
that math.
Yeah, I like that too. I fell in love.
And I like the fact that you transferred it to bigger for them to actually put the pennies on it.
Because they gonna need that. Okay. So, I will make copies. That's that one, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna exchange them and put that in.
And I have those copies in your mailbox. The second part I wanted to go over for our PLC today is about where to find some resources. Can I get out this bag,
You gotta say the magic word.
please?
That's it.
Thank you. Let's go into my drive first. Oh, Lord. How to get out of this bag?
We try to do.
Get out of this.
there you
There it goes. I'm gonna go to my drive first. My coach, math coach, shared this with me, and I have been using it. I don't know if that goes. Anything pop up? I think it's kindergarten. I don't want kindergarten.
I have those downloaded,
I wanna go first.
but
Let me take y'all back, cause I wanna go first.
it's just printing them out.
Yeah. Keep it up with them, huh?
It's a lot of.
Yeah.
How do I get out of there? Y'all know how to go back?
Oh, just exit out of that
I'm sorry.
since it's PDF.
Perfect. I just did kindergarten, so. Let me go to my drive and I go share with me. Type it in. Ooh, I hate those. Here we go. All right, first grade. So, they put one word on each card, but they give you the plain word, and then they give you a word with a picture model, and then they give you a word picture model with a definition. Each card is made like that, and you can fold it on the line. So depending on your ability of your kids, like your high group, you might just say, show them the word add on the card and say, tell me everything you know about add, and then they spit it out. But then your lower group, you might have to give them a picture, you might have to read the definition and show them the word. So it's just a turn of the card. So you can have all three of your levels there with just a turn of the card. And they have them for all your properties and your SOLs. And what I've learned, this comes from North Carolina. So sometimes you have to go to kindergarten to get the word, or you have to go to second grade to get the word for first grade, but all of your words are somewhere in there. So,
Now, would you use these like in your guided reading? I mean, in your guided math group,
right.
like that? Okay.
That's exactly what I use. Because you always want to put that